Sports wrap now. Super Eagles have booked their place among the final four of the Africa Cup of Nations as the three-time African champions overwhelmed 2019 champions Algeria with a 2-0 quarter-final victory. Victor Osimhen and Akol Adams scored shortly after halftime in the 47th and 57th minutes to seal the win as Nigeria dominated the match from start to finish. Algeria were completely outplayed in midfield, repeatedly turning the ball over while attempting to build possession. Star forward Riyad Mahrez was a non-factor, while the Fennec Foxes picked up 5 yellow cards, mostly out of frustration. As the Super Eagles seek a 4th AFCON trophy, they will play host Morocco on the 14th of January for a place in the final of the tournament. The Super Eagles have won the trophy 3 times in 1980, 1994, and 2013. Now, TVC News sport editor who doubles as a media manager for the Super Eagles, Promise Afoge, joins me live on TVC News at 10. Promise, the last time we spoke was hours before the Super Eagles faced the Carthage Eagles of Super Eagles. Now we have 5 wins in 5 matches at the Africa Cup of Nations. Does this underline Nigeria's title credentials at the tournament?
Thank you so much, Bosse. I think it does because you speak to the average fan on the street here in Morocco, and they have this belief that the Super Eagles have so far been the best team at the tournament. Not just because they've won 5 games in 5, but because of the way they play. They seem to dominate every game they have played. Against Tanzania, it was a 2-1 win. The Eagles dominated. Against Tunisia, who were touted to be one of the best teams in that group, the Super Eagles dominated. Against Uganda, I mean, it was a one-way traffic. Against Mozambique, 4-0 win for the Eagles. They dominated from start to finish. Eric Shell told me that game was like a training session for his side. And against Algeria, the only other team that won all 3 games in the group stage. Algeria qualified for the knockout stage of this competition with a perfect record. They won every game in their group, amassing 9 points. And we saw how they beat Congo DR in the round of 16, So they came into the quarterfinal fixture with so much confidence, but we again saw how the Super Eagles dominated them from start to finish. Someone told me that the first half ending goalless, the Algerians did not deserve to go into the locker room with a 0-0 scoreline. And I agree, because we had so many chances that we could have buried, and perhaps this game against Algeria could have ended in the first half. And so with what we've seen so far of the Super Eagles, they are one of the teams being touted to win the AFCON trophy.
And I promise the Super Eagles must be back at their hotel at this time. Tell me, what is the mood like?
The mood is exciting. The players are happy, not just because of the win now, boss. Let me tell you something that happened yesterday. After the press conference, the Nigerian press conference was before the Algerian press conference. I was there. After the press conference ended, Coach Eric Shell waited for Petkovic, the Algerian coach, to alight from his vehicle to greet him. And the Algerian coach just walked past him, ignored Eric Shell. We got back to the hotel, we reported that situation to the players, and that served as a boost for the Nigerian players. Just before they went onto the pitch, the coach, the captain Wilfred Ndidi told his players, guys, we saw how the Algerian coach disrespected our coach yesterday. We will disrespect them with our performance on the pitch. So the players are excited, not just for the win alone, not just because we are into the semifinals now, but because they felt they were able to get vengeance for their coach. So everyone is excited. We go back to Fez early tomorrow morning and begin to prepare for the semifinals.
So that's a payback. And Promise, we have seen pictures of the altercation between members of the Algerian team and the Super Eagles after the final whistle. What transpired? Was it carrying over yesterday's squabbles?
I think the Algerians were just bad losers on the day. They came into this fixture with shoulders high, thinking they can, play the Eagles shoulder for shoulder, thinking they can play the Eagles man for man. But unfortunately, they met a team that was way, way, way better than they are. Riyad Mahrez, the captain, has told Oluke to listen that this will be his final AFCON. This will be his final tournament for the Algerian team. So it is safe to say the Super Eagles have retired Mahrez from international football. And so they were just bad losers on the day. After final whistle, the Algerian players, instead of walking out of the pitch quietly or go to congratulate the winning side, they started throwing tantrums. Some went as far as attacking some of our players physically right on the pitch, and that occasioned the altercations we all saw on the pitch. And it took CAF officials to intervene and restore calm after the final whistle.
And promise some of the Nigerian players, including goalkeeper Nwabali and captain Wilfred Ndidi, picked up yellow cards in this match. Any implication ahead of the semi-finals?
Wilfred Ndidi picked up a slight hamstring injury before full time, but I think it's not anything serious. But what is serious is the fact that he has a yellow card already. With the yellow card he picked up today, he will likely be missing the semifinals. But again, I've told all Lucas to listen that the Super Eagles is a team that is spoiled for choice in every department. In his role, we've got other players who can fill in. In the case Wilfred will be ineligible for the semifinals. And so for other players who have yellow cards, Kevin Bassey has a yellow card, Stanley Nwabali has a yellow card. They know they have to be very careful in the semifinal not to pick another one as we make progress at the tournament.
Now this update and our kindest regards to the team over there. Promise Afoge is sports editor at TVC News, and he is also the media manager for the Super Eagles. Thank you for your time on TVC News at 10.